guys, welcome back to my channel. Very different setup today. I'm borrowing my friend's camera because I was like, let me try to get a little bit nicer quality, especially if I'm going to be talking to the camera. But this is the camera we shot my intro shot with for when I studied abroad, first at Yonsei. Hey guys, I have a confession to make. I'm studying at Yonsei this semester, which is what this video is going to be about. If you're new here, hi, my name is Joanne, and I've been traveling for a while. I was on gap for 2 semesters, actually more so 2 years. Even I get confused, but that's because I wanted to study abroad, and this past semester I finally made it happen, and I have just completed finals, and if I pass the classes, then that means I've graduated. So that's the basics of that. I have tried filming this a couple times already, so I really just hope this is the last shot, and I'm gonna try to answer as many questions as I can. No, I will answer all the questions that I got on Instagram when I asked you guys if you have any questions from studying abroad. So the basics, let's get to the basics. So I went through this program called ISEP, which is the middle person between my home university, which is San Jose State from California, and Yonsei University. So they were the ones that were helping manage all of us into the programs, housing, healthcare, and every single thing. So the housing that I stayed at, which is probably my #1 question, and that is mangrove. And mangrove, I wanted to keep my privacy just because of like safety reasons. Also, I was like hectic stressed, so sorry for not responding to everyone's comments. Also, I got so many comments that I was like, let me just make an actual video. I'm talking really fast. Okay, so basically, mangrove is a chain in Korea. They have a couple locations, and the building that I was in is Shincheon, which is like where Yonsei University is, and it's a super nice building. Honestly, I was so excited when I found out that this was my housing. I was honestly more excited to live here than to actually study abroad at Yonsei. It just made the whole thing more fun. Now, everyone that was in the program through ISEP also came from different parts of the states, different schools, but because we were all direct students, which is why we're through ISEP, by the way. There is an exchange, but everyone that was in our building, I think, was a direct student, as in we directly paid Yonsei University to be a student there. So no one took my place at San Jose State. And the main reason why I chose that is because for pricing wise, it was practically the same. So I was like, let me just pay direct, and it's a direct guarantee into Yonsei University. So that was mangrove, and I definitely want to talk more about mangrove, and I'll put a little reel that I made. That's where I like got all the DMs and comments about where my apartment was, because a lot of people live in the dorms, which is SK Global, but I don't have information on that, just knowing that they are more strict. There's like guys and girls separate housing. In mangrove, I was in a trio room. So there's 3 girls and there are like 3 guys in each room, and then there's just different floors. They like randomly place us. So there's no like certain order for that. Okay, so that is housing. I'm going to, let me see. So now with the questions, basically I went into Yonsei as a business student, okay? And then I also have a friend who went in as a language student. So I got some of her answers, and I'll try to see if I can mention both if you're trying to study there for academics credits or you're just there for language school. So to start off, how is it as a foreigner attending school, and do you speak any Korean? So for me, as a foreigner, honestly, it was really fun. I also felt very included in, like, there wasn't too much of a divided feeling between actual Korean students versus study abroad students. There were some classes where there were actually foreigners who are actually students at Yonsei that were in our classes. Like, for example, I was in this one called Emerging Markets, and that one honestly was probably my favorite one because there were the most foreigners. We just like talked about different topics, and then everyone spoke English, and all of my classes were in English. But there was one class that I desperately do not ever want to take again. It's called Management Science, and 90% of those students in my class were Korean, but the teacher taught it in both Korean and English. He had online lectures that were in English, but I feel like he definitely taught the Korean students better. So that class I definitely struggled more. Also, math is not my strongest subject, so that's also a variable. There were like 3 English speakers in that class, like foreigners, and then like the rest were Chinese. I didn't really interact with anyone in that class because there were like 60 students in that one. As a language student, she speaks Korean, I don't. I know I've been in Korea for a while, but I have not actually tried to study. I do understand and can speak a little bit, but like, I don't know. I just have not tried learning. For her, she said that's super fun. I definitely know language school is definitely a lot less like stressful. I know the tests and stuff are hard. By the way, as an exchange student studying business, I have friends that have also taken the language course, but I think the program is different. I'm not exactly sure. I have to double check on that. scholarships or special study abroad programs, studying in Korea in case you used or know someone. So for me, I went through ISEP, right? And she went through the KLI Language Study Institute, and they don't have any scholarships or anything. I didn't look into it because I like kind of missed the deadlines and stuff, but I'm sure that there are scholarships. By the way, sorry, I am like on my legs because I need to get this angle, but there are scholarships that you can apply through ISEP if you have financial funding and stuff. I would love to know more about the classes compared to the US. So for her, the UK, she's never been to a language school. I think it's like, she said the same short days, the teachers are chill. She went to a performing arts school though, so her experience is probably a little bit different. For me, I think overall, exchange students have it a lot easier than actual Korean students. And it was pretty funny because one of my friends who's a foreigner, she is an actual student at Yonsei, and she was like, damn, all you guys like exchange students are literally traveling every freaking weekend. And that's true. I went to Vietnam and Taiwan and then also Japan last week, and then yeah, actually literally right in between finals. So we definitely do have it easier. Yeah, but I will say Korea school feels harder, but maybe it's also because I've been out of school for 2 years. I don't know. Anyway, next, how to make friends when you don't live on campus. So for her, she hung around after class, talked to people in class, and also don't be scared to reach out to people on Instagram. I would say pretty much very similar experience. I also stayed after class and like yapped with some students, mostly the foreigners, and it's kind of funny because I realized I didn't like talk to some friends until the end of the semester, which I wish we became friends earlier, but definitely talking to the other foreigners, because when you're going through like tests and stuff and you don't know what's going on and then you're just like, oh my god, I really need help and I need to talk to people. Definitely want to know people in your class, and also you're going to want to know people for your group projects, and that's it happens a lot in business classes. I think a lot of my classes were more project and presentation based rather than exam, actually. Minus the management science, right? Because that's math. Do you have a certain age to study abroad at Yonsei? I feel like majority of the people are young. So for language, you have to be a minimum requirement of 18. You need to be graduated from a high school, have a high school diploma. Actually, she said like if you're 17 and you have a high school diploma, it doesn't matter, but I think that's what's important. For me, I actually had someone who was like 35 in my business class, apparently, so those classes don't matter. Also, if you take a business graduate class, you definitely will have people older in your class. And I think for my program, we're only allowed to take one business class. So there are a couple rules here and there, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. Oh my god. Okay, I'm like squatting like, I'm gonna sit down and I'm just gonna bend over. It's a little awkward. So a few more things that I want to mention. First of all, look at all my freaking, please take as many photo booths as you can, okay? I literally took so many with so many friends, and I like had them up on my wall, and it was so sad to take them down. I did a time lapse, but wow, photo booths are my favorite thing, like the memories and everything. Oh yeah. There's one that has a Yonsei logo on it. Photo Gray was doing like a, oh my gosh, where is it? This one. It's so cute. Look at us, wait. Yay! So that's like Yonsei's logo. So yeah, definitely do photo booths with your friends and like just like go out and meet like friends of friends, and oh, I'm so sad thinking about it. Okay, this is Yonsei's university campus map. They give this to us at orientation. Yep. But I will tell you, I never walked past this part because the business building is right here. I did go for like cafeteria here once, and then like the basketball courts and gym and the field once. I think SK Global, which is like the apartment housing for exchange students, is up here. I only walked past here once. I'll try to throw in some B-roll footage. It was like the orientation day, literally just for one day. Oh, I cannot believe I'm already done. Like, I can't believe I'm leaving Korea literally in 2 days. This is crazy. I mean, I'll be back, obviously, you guys know, but like, how is the study abroad experience over already? This is also Yonsei's handbook, and then stickers. I literally never went through this while I was here. I think everyone is very like supportive and helpful, and I never really had too many problems about getting places. Also, I have my Yonsei ID, but funny enough, I actually lost it. I don't know where it is. I must have like misplaced it while packing. I'll insert a picture of what my Yonsei ID looks like. There's been a lot of like fun experiences and memories, and I'm definitely glad I documented everything. I will link the vlogs that are already up, and if you want to see more of those experiences, I will definitely be uploading over time. Mangrove, they gave me stickers on my first day. Wow, I'm like just recalling when I first showed you guys when I first got to Mangrove, and that literally feels like yesterday. That was crazy. And I actually have this other sheet of me at the bank. So, oh, I don't know if I want to talk about this because this might not apply to everyone. But long story short, if you are not in Korea for more than 6 months, you cannot apply for a credit card or a bank account because of just some sort of rule. But because I explained that I'm here longer, I actually applied for a credit card in Korea, and some people can get that. So that's something that I can probably touch on if I want to make a part 2. But that's gonna be it for this video. I don't want to make it too long. I will include some funny clips of me trying to enroll in my damn classes in the beginning of the semester because that shit was tough. Okay, wait. Okay, this is so stressful. I can't. Okay.
No, but this is actually horrible. Like, this is so much worse than like the American system.
Right? What? Okay, I'm done. I remember trying so hard to fight for these classes, or like, because it's a lottery system. So, yeah. I could probably touch on that either in another video or I'll just write it under below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did definitely yap really freaking quickly because I need to return this camera to my friend. And yeah, I'm getting emotional. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along this journey. I definitely will be uploading more on my Instagram and TikTok if you want to follow me for my travels, obviously for tips and recommendation. Wow. And I need to take a breather. This is enough talking. I don't talk that fast usually. Sometimes I do. I need to stop yapping. I'm a yappy. Yappy Bara! Bye!